All verse rising soul fam, all verse rising to the soulful vibrational beings of the angel number multiverse and the alternate timeline versions of the god stars and goddesses. So with this topic of ankhlife spirituality, I'm going to tell you this, man. Lilith and Jezebel, when Lilith and Jezebel created their slave owner children, those slave owner children had programmed a lot of brown melanated skin humanoids on planet Earth to hate one another. And here's how they did it, man. If you have a brown melanated skin individual who represents ankhlife of the mind, heart, and soul eye of melanated essence, intelligence of excellence, guess what? The indoctrinated, colonized, European slave thinking melanated people are gonna hate that ankhlife, melanated essence, brown skin, melanated individual who's trying to re-educate these European slave owner, indoctrinated, melanated skin people to be in tune with the ankhlife spirituality, to think for themselves and detach from all these slave owner, piss poor indoctrinations that don't do nothing for this multiverse of father nature and mother nature. This factual, man. Like, let me tell you something. Like, for example, myself, like, from my experience growing up in these slave owner colonized Western countries like Canada, United Kingdom, and USA, majority of the people that had hatred towards me were always the people of my skin color, ethnicity. That's crazy, man. Like, because, like, you know, me growing up, you know, me reading stuff about slavery, I always had the expectation of Caucasian skin humanoids to have hate towards me more than people, while the melanated skin people don't have no hate towards me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I always found it so strange to me. You know, me growing up in the Western colonized countries, you know, the people of my skin color ethnicity had hate towards me, while the people that were like Caucasian, you know, I didn't really experience too much hate from them, but I have come across some Caucasian humanoids that had hate towards me because of my skin color, because I represent ankhlife. But majority of the people that had hate towards me was the people of my skin color ethnicity, because they thought like Europeans, thought like these, you know, Jezebel, Lilith, demon realm, slave owner colonizers, you know, because think about it, man. If you a brown skin melanated individual that's trying to like put other melanated skin people on game about ankhlife spirituality, and they're so connected with Christianity, Mason, fraternity, sorority, all these other European colonized indoctrinations that destroys humanoids' development of being a goddess and a god star. You try to tell a lot of the European indoctrinated melanated people to detach from these slave owner indoctrinations, detach from any fucking indoctrination of the entertainment industry, the Western police industry, any Western colonized European indoctrination industry. They're gonna be mad at you, and they're gonna look at you like you're crazy, and they're gonna treat you like you the outsider. But you the one, as the melanated brown skinned person who represent ankhlife of the mind, heart, and soul eye, you're trying to put them on game, and they going against you. And this whole entire time, you as the melanated brown skinned ankhlife spiritual being, you're the one that's the hero. And they don't see it, because most melanated skinned people, they're so indoctrinated, they're so whitewashed, you would think that they're Negropeans. Negropeans are basically folks who think like Europeans, think like these fucking goddamn, think like fucking Jezebel, think like Lilith. Because Lilith and Jezebel have a European mindset. Like, seriously. Like, for real, man. Go study things about draconians and reptilians and the men in black alien slave owners. You'll get what I'm talking about. Because I told many people about this stuff many years in and years out, you know, so I'm not going to repeat myself on none of this stuff. It's all over my social medias. But let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this. You know, the reason why the slave owners had taught a lot of melanated skinned people to hate one another is so they can have a lot of melanated skinned people to not be in tune with their true identity, right? So let's say an individual ancestry was Nigerian, or their ancestry was Ghanaian, South African, West African, East African nationalities, Filipino, you know, Thailand, or fucking Caribbean nationalities, Brazilian. You know, the reason why the slave owners had a lot of melanated skinned people to not be in tune with their ancestry lineage, because they were so afraid of melanated skinned humanoids on planet Earth to be in tune with that God star and goddess frequency. Why do you think it's so many melanated skinned people in the Western countries keep calling themselves American and stuff like that? American this, American that, knowing that America means slave owner corporation. Folks in Brazil, in the South, in other countries in the South American countries, they don't consider themselves American because those spiritual beings out in those regions know that America means slave owner corporation. That's why I don't call myself American. I never call myself Canadian, United Kingdom nationality, because let me tell you, Canada, United Kingdom, and USA are corporations by the slave owners. I'm gonna talk about that on another topic too. But when you tell a lot of melanated skinned people to detach from every indoctrination there is, even if it had to do with reflection, astrology, soul contract, Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, any indoctrination that so many melanated skinned people follow without questioning, they gonna look at that chosen one, walking prophet, melanated skin humanoid as the crazy one for questioning these things, saying that all these indoctrinations that so many melanated skinned people follow without questioning is indoctrination. Like, come on, man. Like, let me tell you something too. And let me tell you something, man. I had also, like, you know, I also put a lot of melanated skinned females on game about ankhlife spirituality, and they hated me for it. So they didn't want to accept anything that I'm saying because I'm a brown melanated skinned humanoid and not a Caucasian. Because, you know, a lot of melanated skinned females in the Western countries, they only accept what Caucasian people say. They only accept what these Caucasian slave masters said. So if you got my skin color and you living out in the Western countries like Canada, USA, and United Kingdom, a lot of the melanated brown women, they're not gonna take anything that another ankhlife spiritual brown skinned male says to, you know, because they think he just joking. Because the Western countries, they treat melanated skinned men as comedy people, not serious, spiritual, intelligent people, man. That's sad, bro. That's sad, sis. Like, bro, like, let me tell you this. You know, when I told Micaiah B. Wilson about, you know, how Christianity was made by the slave owner oppressors and how the slave owners had beat and raped a lot of men and women to believing in Jesus Christ, which came from European Jezebel Lilith spirituality of indoctrination, you know, bro, she went against me. She went against a person that's like of the same skin color ethnicity group. That's crazy, man. Like, you see, like, these slave owners, they got melanated skinned people to go against each other. Why do you think in the Western countries, you know, like USA, for example, it's always melanated skinned people that have that European slave thinking, always trying to kill another melanated skinned person that has that African, Caribbean, Nigerian, and etc. ankhlife spirituality way of thinking. They don't, man, see, you know, like me, for example, I'm connected with Caribbean and African and Nigerian roots of spirituality. That's what I'm connected with. And also the melanated Asian spirituality too. So I'm not with that European whitewashed Masonic sorority, fraternity, Jezebel, Lilith indoctrinations, because that's not what melanated skin humanoids operate on. Melanated skin humanoids operate on melanated Asian, Nigerian, Caribbean, African spiritualities, and Brazilian spiritualities too. Any countries that brown melanated skin people came from, that's what we operate on. But y'all get the story, man.